Alright guys, what up, what up? So it's November 11th today, and it's Sunday, so we had the weekly close. Nothing really crazy happening in Bitcoin markets right now, so it's a good time to start looking ahead and start, strategizing how you want to play this later, right? So I think there's two really important questions that a lot of people want answered, so I'm going to do my best to, at least give my opinion on what I think of the markets. Before I continue, this is not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence before investing. Assume your own risk. Like I said, do that research. Past performance is not an indicator of future performance. I'm simply sharing, what I'm seeing in the markets. All right. So, and I'm sharing my opinion on what I'm doing. So I'm not telling you guys to do it. Do your own research. All right. But I hope it assists you. I hope it's helpful in some way. And if there's anything I could do to improve the channel, leave a comment below. If there's other types of information you want to see, then leave a comment below. All right. And we'll see if we can get to that. But anyways, so the two questions I think that are on a lot of people's minds are we going to see 6K Bitcoin again? And the other question is probably, when are we going to hit 20K? When are we going to retest 20K? So I have a theory on both, and it's just really based off this chart that we've used this whole channel, something that we've respected for a very long time. You got to remember that this channel is these two black lines. For 6 years, we've seen Bitcoin move in between this channel. So it has to be respected until broken, either upward or downward, all right? And if we look at the bottom of this channel, where we're at now for Bitcoin, the absolute low we can go to before we touch the bottom of this channel as of this week is $6.3 thousand. So $6,300 this week. If we were sometime in mid-December, it would be 6,800, and then in January it would be 7.6 thousand, or in early February it would be $7,600. So as time goes on, the possibility of lower prices for Bitcoin becomes more and more unlikely, because it's just moving at an exponential rate. So as each week passes, the lowest possible range within that channel increases significantly, really, if you think about it. Just because we're moving, just to see this channel, you have to look at Bitcoin from a log scale, right? So for me, I've kind of taken it out of the cards that we're probably not going to see this 6,000 Bitcoin that we all thought about, unless of course we have one of these wicks where we just have a crazy sell-off and then we quickly bounce back. And in that case, I say you always want to be ready to buy. If I see anything along that black line, I'd be ready to buy. That's a very, very clear buy signal to me. But I do think what we're seeing is we're kind of consolidating in a range, and we're moving in this kind of downward channel before our continuation up. And it seems to me that this blue range right here between 7,500 and 7,800, it's quite possible that we could see this range again if we're moving in kind of like this descending triangle, right? So is it possible we wick, we move down here? So I do think it is possible, but does that mean it's going to happen? I don't know. If we keep on seeing retest of this 21-week moving average, or we break this black line right here, right? If we break this black, downward line, perhaps we start shifting our bias to bullish, because, me personally, I'm kind of neutral right now. I'm looking for a position to get back in, and I do think that, 8,700 is pretty low. I do think we'll see something a little lower. I'm ready to start scaling back in under 84. And if we break this channel, then I really want to be fully scaled in on the retest of this line, by the retest of this line, or if we reclaim that 21-week moving average. All right. So it's possible that we could range here, but I think as time goes on, we're really running out of time to accumulate. I'd say we only have a few more weeks to accumulate Bitcoin. So we probably have like 2 months, 3 months to accumulate Bitcoin before we start seeing the price start moving up again. So I think it's going to be a very interesting time. Yeah, maybe I should get a pro account. But once we break this line, I think now we got to start talking about 20K Bitcoin. When are we going to see 20K Bitcoin? And well, one thing that's really interesting to note is during our last bull run, when we, not this previous one where we touched 20K, but the one before that, where I think the high was about 1100. And if I marked it with the green line, this high, it was a horizontal line. Now, if you run through this green line, when did we retest the previous highs? It was about 3 years later. 3 years later, right on that red line. Is that coincidence? This red line that we've talked about for so long. It's a line that's had the most touches, it's had the most support, it's had the most resistance. This line has really been such a key support and resistance zone for Bitcoin. Aside from this black channel, these two lines that have formed the channel, this red line has been just as significant. And for us to touch the highs right there, is it coincidence? It could be. We don't really have too much data to follow, but it's definitely something very, very interesting to note. So if we saw that same price action today, when could we expect to see 20K Bitcoin? Now, this is quite a bold call for me to make. Even I'm kind of uncertain about it, because when I look at the highs from here and I run it all the way to this red line, it tells me that, early around February time, we're probably going to retest 19K again. So, I mean, today it's November, so there's only 3 months left just based on what we saw last run. Is it going to move the exact same way? I don't think so. I mean, this move would even be shocking to me, but you know what? If this is a new paradigm, this is a new paradigm. So, what do you guys think? Are we going to see 20K in early mid-February? Are we going to retest highs by then? Because if so, there's not really much time to accumulate then before we begin this new bull run, right? So let me know what you guys think. All right, are we gonna see it? Are we gonna see 20K then, or are we gonna say sooner? Are we gonna see it sooner? Are we gonna see it later? Comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. That's all for today. Just some food for thought, for the week. I hope you guys have a good week, and I'll see you guys next video.